In this episode today, we are going to install the Thumper Fab Defender bumper for my Can-Am Defender. So starting out, I laid out all the parts and pieces down here. Have all the tools per the instructions, have all the pieces of equipment. So we are going to install this, see how it goes, see how everything lays out, and see how good it looks when it's all said and done. Now, per the instructions, I have all the tools laid out ahead of time. I'm going to go step by step, so we have these instructions, we understand how they go, and it won't be like assembling some sort of bad piece of IKEA furniture. Okay, so remove the 2 stock bed mounts and O-rings from each side under the bed rail. So now on these machines, there are these plastic bed hinges. So these pieces here are potentially a failure point, especially when you're using the rear bumper as a winch mounting point. So the new kit installs a big metal bracket that replaces this to make it a lot sturdier, which I'm actually looking forward to. So now, as you see, this is not a very good long-term winching point. It is literally just a plastic mount. Next on our instructions, drill 5/16 hole through the bed using first 2 stock holes specified. So first thing I want to do is make sure there's nothing in the bed that I'm going to drill into. Okay. That certainly didn't take much effort. It did its job. All right, so now the nice part about these brackets, they actually have it laid out with D for driver's side, P for passenger side. So I'm just going to make sure the holes are right where they're supposed to be. All right. So now, put this mount up. I want you to get a little better. So by using a high lift jack, what I did, having that high lift jack, I was able to lift up this side, which made things a lot nicer for getting in here. And it's nice and solid. It's not using blocks of wood that I have to try to work with. I don't have anybody else to help me, so it is me by myself. So I want to use things that I know and I trust. Pull this side off. Well, that side's not quite up high enough. So we will remedy that when we get there. So slide that over there. Okay. Everything looks like it'll line up pretty well. So I'm gonna let that just kind of sit there until I get this other side done. Again, little plastic mount. So now I'm going to grab the passenger side bracket. You can see the letter on it. And all I'm trying to do is line up the first 2 factory bolts, which I have. Okay, and then I am Going to read the next batch of instructions. Okay, I'm supposed to reuse the stock hardware. That's what I wanted to verify. A little tight to get in here. But the nice part about the stock hardware, it comes with the washer on the nut, so that does make it a little bit easier for getting up in there. Well, the other thing, you know what I didn't do? I didn't drop the jack back down. Maybe that's my problem. Now, we only went that little tiny bit, so I don't see that being a major hindrance for it, but who knows? Let's see what happens. Nope, socket still doesn't quite line up. It's all right. So, could I'm gonna try a shallow well. Maybe the shallow well will reach. Not quite. So this is officially the thinnest ratchet I have. One, two, the third of these washers pins. So 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the socket itself won't fit in because the holes are misaligned a little bit, so the socket goes up and misses the nut. But if you use the extension with a shallow socket, there's enough spacing there that it works. Okay. All right, let's see what's next on our list. Loosely attached bumper to mounting arms using 4 3/8 by 1 button socket caps. So now these are the light covers that go on the bumper here. So what I'm going to do is I don't have 6-inch lights, and I guess I could buy some, but I have so many other styles of light. These are super bright, but they're only a 4-inch. So I'm just gonna get stuff to mount these in there, which will be fine. This is the cover rock guard for this. So I'm going to install these next. Okay, so there we go. So from the back, and side. Now, I like the look of it. I like the shackle mounts. It has a setup for a rear winch. It's a nice all-around good protecting bumper. If I back into something, it's not going to smash my tailgate. It's going to actually hit the bumper, which is nice. I like it. Now, this is winch equipped. Now, I have this winch, which is a UTV winch. And when I put it in here, this is the one I was actually going to use for this. But when I put it in here, first off, the bolt holes don't line up. Second, I can't push the free spool. It's against the side of the bumper. So I think this is designed for a ATV winch, not a UTV winch. And the mounting holes are a little bit different. Now, I did talk to Thumper Fab about this, and they said Warren's new Axion winch is actually ideal for this. And I don't know if the ATV versus the UTV Axion winch has different bolt pattern, but as of right now, this will not bolt up and line up. I will go into another video about using it for winching, and I'm going to have a winch mounted for it for that. But the winch I was just going to install that I picked up doesn't actually fit. So I'm going to look into other options with that. It really just is too big for this, and it's a 4500 Warren winch for a UTV. But this is an ATV winch mounting plate, and the bolt holes line up perfectly. That's what makes me think it's a bolt hole setup design for an ATV winch. So that'll be my next thing to do. I'm going to find an ATV winch, set it in there, and see if it bolts up differently. But I really like it. I have some things I'll be doing with it. Like I said, the backup lights. I'll be doing some testing with it. I'll be showing different things. But today I just wanted to show the install. Went pretty well. I like the look of it. And pretty stout bumper.